What's going on, VOD watchers? I'm chilling. I'm big chilling today. My tooth hurts. I got my little setup going. Let me just make sure nothing's like breaking. I have a lot of stuff. I'll probably just close this for now. Save that. Let's see what's happening. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. I should really make like a streaming soon scene or something like that. First, hi. Thanks for stopping by, Overflowing Audacity. Estrello, hey. Yeah, it is a Wednesday evening. So, not my typical streaming hours. I just got a DM from my buddy. I was responding to a buddy. The goodest of the Dirk boys. Hello, I'm miserable. Hey devs. Hey guys, yeah. I'm chilling so hard today. My friend just texted me, I'm sorry, I didn't know you're streaming. I ruined it all. It's over. Good luck with the stream. I'm reading our convo out loud on stream. Holy hell, the double month stream. OMG, hi Cheryl. I paused my podcast looking at the time to come see you. Oh, thanks. Some guy guys, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I really appreciate it. Another stream, indeed. Guys, it's bad. I have bad news. So I have a Gatorade. I have a Frost Crisp and Cool Thirst Quencher Gatorade. It's the first time I had Gatorade since I was like 13. It's so gross. It's so sweet. It feels like I'm drinking Jolly Ranchers. How many grams of sugar in this? There's 21 grams of sugar in this. It's the blue one, yeah. Oh my god, it's so bad. Oh my god. Oh, it feels like I just drank like a Sunny D. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's not great. Unstoppable, thank you much for your prime sub. Hi babe, hi Unstoppable. That's my buddy. She Ocean, why aren't you modded? Sorry, Unstoppable, why aren't you modded? The Frost is the white one, not this one. 21 is so much, sips my 51 grams of sugar drink. No, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be honest. I took away her mod. Did I do that? Do you want it back? It's kind of funny that you're not. Are you not even VIP'd? Can I give you VIP? Oh my gosh, hi L0. I might, yeah, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Would you guys be mad at me if I ran off to get water really quick? Imagine not being wanted on modded, honestly. I might get water. I'm dying. Hi, Luca. Start stream, leaves. You guys would be mad at me? Alright, I'll be right back. I need you guys to behave yourselves, okay? Water! You'll never guess who's back, guys. I'm so back. What's going on? What I miss? Travel ditched hang out with us to stream. You all better appreciate your time together. No, it's because I have to finish up this comic. And I was planning on the stream before. I didn't ditch you guys. But okay, look, if I said I was okay, full context, I was in call with some buddies, watching them play a game, and then I was like, I was gonna leave earlier to draw, and then I was like, I could stream. I just have to finish coloring this comic. Oh my god, you're dead to me. Some guys, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate it. What game is it? They were playing Slay the Spire. It was a very cool run. I got a new water bottle. I didn't get a new water bottle, but it's filled up now. Listen to Sleepy Fish today. I put on Sleepy Fish. Alright, crew. So, I am hydrating. Very observant. Okay. This is Sunday's comic. Puppy Love, again. It's a... Here it is. I'll narrate it, and then we'll just finish up coloring this comic. This shouldn't take more than like an hour and a half. I love Sleepy Fish. That's why I put it on, Luca. Alright. So panel 1, they're reading a book. And it's a manga because I needed to draw the cover of it, but I drew it at this angle, so you have to see the back of it, and it wouldn't read clearly if it was the back, so they're reading a manga. I should probably put like a heart on this or something. They're reading like a romance book. And they're like, it looks like I should flirt with my crush. Is that right? Let's see how to do that. And then ding dong, Mason. Ooh, that's a good idea. Actually, I should put like a. Maybe I can put in like a maybe I could do like. Trying to figure out. I think like a little ding dong. Ding dong. I'll make it look nicer later. It'll be easier to read. I know it's kind of hard to read right now. I'm gonna add just a little bit of motion lines. Shuffle. Stretch. I'll make this easier to read later, don't worry. This will impact the lore. I'm not telling you what they're reading. And kept like taking off their overshirt. Hey Mason, I'm back. Get out, cut off. Mason pushed them against the wall. Mason? And then like they're like dying over here. Hearts are like shooting off their face. I hope they're enjoying this. There you go. Very corny. I think this might be the single corniest comic I've ever made, but I like it. I think it's cute. And you know, the comic is called Puppy Love. It's gonna be corny. No, Mason, you're killing them? Yeah. But I did like a very rough value thing. Then I laid out some basic colors. So now, what's a Duck and Eddie comic if it's not corny? That's true. Does this with not an ounce of expression, Mason? I love you. Welcome to Mason. That's their whole character. I like this comic a lot. I'm really happy with it. Not this comic in particular. I mean, I like this comic. It's fine. But I'm cooking with these series. I promise. I'm cooking with Puppy Love. It's gonna lead up to something really cool. And I don't know if everyone will like it, but I'll like it. It's a Kabedon. Interstellar Coyote, hi! Thank you so much for the raid. I just started streaming. To clean up all the raspberry jam. What's up, guys? What were you streaming? Hope your stream went well. Mason kills Kip in this comic. Basically. I need more water. Oh my god. I'm like a freaking... I don't even know what. I'm not leaving. I'm just getting water. This is not my second stream. Yeah, hey guys. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sherville. I make a comic called Duncan and Eddie. And I'm just cleaning up this I'm just coloring up this comic right now. So coloring comics always takes longer than I expect. But it's a pretty like simple meditative process. Also, I added more hearts. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've been adding more hearts every single comic. Get a drink water redeem, it would be funny for us. I refuse. I actually refuse. So I'm gonna talk about my process a little bit while I'm doing this. But my process is pretty simple. I will not add more redeems. I'm taking detailed notes. I love these comics. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, how's your stream, Interstellar? He hates us too much to add more redeems. You know it. Listen, open up the redeems right now. It will say very clearly, if you want more redeems, all you have to do is redeem that last one, okay? You messed up and your whole VOD was muted, so we got to turn off audio track 1. Oh no! That's okay, it happens. I have a bunch of stuff on my stream that's like not up to par, so I know the feeling. I want to do a style study on your art. It's so tasty. Hey, I mean, I'm flattered. To be honest, I don't think there's a particular wealth of information to glean from my art, but if you'd like to, go for it. Sure, we have yet to stream enough to hit that last redeem. And there lies my master plan. Okay. So first thing I do is I lay down like a base color for everything, just so I know everything's colors. This last panel, I'll do a different thing. Then I go to my color guide. I'm gonna color my characters first because I want to. Because I already have the colors down for them. I'm just gonna pass everything in this sort of brown thing. And I'm just gonna go through and manually color everything. What would my art taste like? I don't think it tastes... I've never understood that. Describing people's art by taste. Like, I feel like there's so many more gonna like enjoy the process for sure. Thanks for stopping by. I've never understood it. I feel like I feel like taste is such a weird thing to draw to something being like pretty or colorful or strong. Like synesthesia, I guess. But I feel like you could also just be like, it looks so cute, I want to shake it or something. I guess people say that too. This is the cutest thing ever. Thank you. Give me 10 of this? Oh boy, do I have the comic for you. I really want to do this sort of like floating text like inner monologue type deal. But I think it just doesn't work that well with this style. I just think it looks so cool. Um, but this just feels kind of like it feels like it's just floating and not cemented in the space. And I don't like that. Tell you what, I'll do a second pass as I'm like cleaning up this up. I was cleaning this up. I think I'll try putting them in like speech in like and just like whoa, and just like thought bubbles that maybe float behind them, or like square boxes. Like it's like a narration. Maybe low opacity bubbles. That I don't think so, because I think lower opacity speech bubbles give a different. I don't really want to introduce something new to the comic that doesn't have any like pre-established stuff. I think this would work if it weren't in color. Like if it were just like a white panel with like floating borders. I think I just don't know a way to make it work with color. And that's okay. Square speech bubbles. That's what I was one of the things I'm thinking. I think I might not do that though, because I feel like square speech bubbles denote too much like narration for me. Um, which works, but I don't know if that's like the vibe I want to try to go for. Um, Triangular speech bubbles. I don't know about that one. I think adding like a slightly lighter tone where it's folded up would be nice, even though I don't think it makes a ton of sense. Um, and then I'm just gonna make their shirt white. I don't think I need to denote like a separation in tone. Um, I could. I don't think I need to. I think it reads fine enough, and then this part is gonna be in shadow anyways. I'm probably gonna do like this, so it like separates a little bit. Sherville, I made a mistake. Don't make fun of me, okay? What did you do? What happened? Conflicting between whether I want them to be together or not? Why would you not want them to be together? That's the whole point of this comic, is them being together. Listen, I wouldn't be hyping up. I wouldn't be building up this romance arc between them for 3 years for them to not get together. Okay, for there to not be like a romance arc. I don't think you can see any pop heads there. I feel like this light pink right here is not really working for me. If the comic gets any more lovey-dovey, we're gonna start seeing heart-shaped speech bubbles. I don't think heart-shaped speech bubbles would work. I think this shape is too difficult to work with. I like this. I kind of want to make this book like blue to just. I feel like that'll just balance out the colors really nicely. And then I can maybe work in a little bit of blue here and here or something. So I made instant noodles and I poured hot water in the cup, right? Then I waited 3 minutes and then I opened it again and I realized I left the seasoning bag in. Oh no. So microplastics it is then. It's fine. You get more microplastics from like your like knife shavings. That's so funny. I love that. You should throw in you should throw in like an egg. Or if the flavoring packet's really plain, you can throw in like a little bit of soy sauce. Throw in a little bit of sriracha. If you have any tofu, you can just dice that and throw it in there. Maybe fry it a little bit if you want for some protein. Throw in some green onion. I'm pretty bad at cooking, so I'm not. I don't know why I'm telling Luca of all people how to cook. I just entered the stream and pieced together what I could see, of the comics. I want to see the finished product so bad. Well, you can see a ton of the other comics. Just look up Duncan and Eddie. You'll see like hundreds of comics. It kind of floated back up to the surface and melted. Oh no! That's pretty bad. That's pretty rough, Luca. I'm trying not to make fun of you. I feel like they shouldn't melt. I really love the romantic arc promise. Just conceptually enjoy Arrow Mason as a certified queer. Did I see something a while back of you on Webtoon, or am I making that up? I post on Webtoon too. I post on Webtoon, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Blue Sky, and I have a Patreon. No, you can make fun of me, it's fine. Short streamer? Luca is objectively not short. If you're gonna make fun of him, make fun of something that's like real. That's cute. I like that. I can't call him bi-monthly streamer though. That's you? Come on. I think maybe this being slightly smidge darker would be nice. I like how much this pops against the fur. I'm going to redo all these colors anyways, so it doesn't really matter what I do here. That's so cute, Mason the fashion icon. Yeah, Mason's always really fun to design the outfits for. I definitely feel like I've gotten a lot better over time, over the years, at like better defining each of the characters' like style and making each of their like clothes feel distinct. Listen, sometimes I'm sad and I don't feel like cooking, and you're so base for that. That's me every day, except I don't cook even when I'm not sad. I cook sometimes, but they're not good. I am a certified disaster in the kitchen. But I'm better at cooking than my partner, so I got that, at least. I don't know if you guys can hear the squeaks. Sometimes my, ooh, I don't like how that contrasts. Let's darken that a little bit. Maybe a little more. Perfect. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hate it. My tablet squeaks sometimes when I'm drawing on it. I could fix it by just wearing a glove, but my glove's on the floor and it's annoying to change out all the time. For the record, I did not make that command. That was my friend Ty. Sadly, I work as a cook, so I have to cook while sad. That's so sad. How am I doing? I'm doing well. No, it's not a gerbil. Yeah, my mic is like right next to my drawing tablet, so it picks everything up. But you know what? I like to think of it as you're getting the immersive experience. I saw somebody have like a streaming thing where it's like they have like a hand that tracks their cursor. So it looked like their like hand was drawing. It was really cute, but it also looked like really hard to see the screen. Oh yeah, I saw that too. It's cute. I like it. I won't do it because that's like more work for me. But it's nice to think about. Originally when I drew this, I conceptualized this as like being plaid, and I think I still will do that. And I'm gonna draw the pattern wrong, and Luca's gonna judge me. You don't get to see the drawing though. Yeah, it's like freaking Mario Maker. Oh, I messed this up. Whatever. What if I make these like yellow? So it's like a more complex pattern. That's like a thing, right? That looks bad. Um, let's see. I don't wear plaid. I've been working on my French with Luca also, just like in calls, and he said that my French is good enough that a French person can at least understand what I'm trying to say sometimes, and I'll take it. Some guy, guys, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I really appreciate it. It smells like sewer. Are you good, Comet? What happened? Sure, we'll say 167 in French. 167. See, I got you. I got a little bit of French. He said your French sucked bad. Did you really say that, Luca? Luca, that's not very nice. Did you actually? You're near a sewer? Yeah, well, that does explain it. Luca is so nice. He would never say such a thing. He's only nice. Luca's the nicest boy ever. He would never say somebody's bad at Bed Wars or Splatoon. He would never insult someone's French. I would. I took a French class and I can confirm it sounds correct probably. I took 4. They have been useful a total of like twice. Twice times. That look alright? That looks fine. This is wonderful. It's like pure awkward honesty. I like this. um, yeah, that's Kip and Mason. It's cute and it's awkward and it's I think awkward. This is a terrible thing. Here's a little secret Sherville tidbit. I think people being awkward is the funniest thing ever. I love. There's something about like seeing my friends uncomfortable that is so funny to me. Like introducing them to like a new person and it's like kind of awkward. I don't know why. I think it's the funniest thing. The crowd makes me toxic. I see. Yeah, more Kevin Mason comics. You're gonna get. I hope you get. You're ready to get used to this because you're gonna see a lot of Kevin Mason comics for the next like 3 months. Mm, mm, mm. I do not have the time to do what I did with uh 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 freaking Closeted. And also I have a lot more comics planned than I did for Closeted. Kip and Mason story arc? Yeah. The contrast in this panel is kind of terrible. Um but it should be better as soon as I can get some like shadows in here. Because pretty much all of this will be in shadow, so there'll be a nicer value separation. Because like this value separation is really, really nice right now, and it's all gonna get lost. No animated cover like True Colors? I'm lazy. Can you give me some advice on how to speed up or simplify coloring? I feel like it takes me too long just to color a t-shirt or a pair of pants. Thank you. Um, it depends on what you're doing. Um, like if you're painting a piece, right? If you're like doing like a painted illustration, you can't really speed that up. Because coloring that is the entire painting. But if you're doing something simple like cell shading like me, with just like flat colors and cell shading, some things you can do to help speed up color. One thing that I like to do is first off, I define everything by values very loosely that I want to have. So I want like a really light background with some, this is a really simple example. But like I want them to have like higher contrast against here. So we're like all this is gonna be in shadow, and then we're gonna have more light on them. This doesn't really work out that well right now. And then this one they'll be like slightly darker. And then from there it gets easier to just like throw on a bunch of loose colors. Here's me just like scribbling on colors. You can swap them out super fast. So just like deciding like a loose sketch of your colors beforehand helps a lot. There's a bunch of little tidbits of advice here and there I can give you, but I think just focusing generally at first helps a lot. I don't quite remember, but do they both use they them pronouns? Kip uses they them. Mason uses any pronouns. I usually use she they for them because I just have a lot of male characters in the comics, and that's genuinely the only reason. But I believe you can see examples of he, she, and they pronouns for them in the comics all throughout it. But yeah, I'm too lazy to do another animated color cover. If I have time. Oh man, I didn't know you streamed. I love your story and art style. Thank you so much. Um, I don't stream. I stream very occasionally, like maybe once a month, generally. I'm not the biggest fan, and I'm usually a lot more busy, but school doesn't start till next week, so I have a little bit more time on my hands right now. Um, and it helps me focus on finishing up the comics. So that is the plan for this stream. My window's also open, full disclosure. So you may get we may hear some traffic noises in the background, which is always fun. I can do it for you. You will not do it for me, Luca. No, I have ideas for stuff that I can't say. I was about to spoil a big old thing. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this comic's coming along. It sounds like people are also really liking it, so that makes me really happy. Um, I'm really one thing that I really want to try to do, that I've been trying to do, is like try to start slowly fleshing out the world and the characters a bit better. This is too much green. Um, I'm gonna add an accent here. Then we're gonna add like a little bit of gray. This cannot be green. It's too much green. There's too much going on here. I'm losing this like nice triangle focus. So I think I'm gonna make this. I can make it red. That's a little boring. I can make it yellow. That's kind of nice. Kind of sinks in. Make it a little tan. Maybe something like deeper might be nice, like a dark red. I don't know if I'm feeling that. Make it purple, but that's gonna be out of palette. Nah, it's out of palette. Um, but yeah, something I really wanted to do more is kind of flesh out the characters in the world a little bit better. Um, yes, I do very much. Oh, thank you. Um, yeah, I really want to like kind of explore these characters and uh just kind of give me the opportunity to tell bigger stories with them. Um, because I know people like the characters, and I know people are already invested in them. Um, I think I'm just gonna make it like very light yellow. And as much as I love doing these simple four little comics, I've been really hungering to kind of bite into something deeper. Because there's a lot of stories I want to tell. So I'm that's the hope over the next year, is to kind of shift the direction that Duncan Eddy is going into. I think it'll always stay kind of simple, little four panely, but if I could if I could expand that a little bit, I'd really like that. It's like gay dog I keep hearing about. Good evening, I just got here. Hello. Ollie comic is never coming. It's genuinely never happening. I can tell you about a very my first conception for Kip and Mason, where, if I recall, um Mason was just going to like lean over in just like a random comic and be like, "So when are you gonna tell me you have a crush on me?" Just like full confidence, like didn't even stutter. It was just gonna be one comic, and Kip was gonna be like, "What?" And Mason was gonna be like, "Well, your tail always wags around me, and you always ask to be around me, and you always try to hold my hand, and you always hug me really tight, and you don't do that for anybody else." And it was just them gonna be like IRL key smashing. It was just gonna be a bunch of corny comics like that. But then I was like, what if I do something bigger? Uh, and then the plan was to was Mason was gonna like hold like a big concert where like they make or Kip was gonna make like a big concert to confess to Mason, and like this big show of love, and they were gonna like form a band, and it was all gonna go like amazingly until the day where like they need to like perform the song, and then everything would like fall apart. They'd like mess up and they'd get like really embarrassed, and then off stage they're like crying to themselves, think they ruined everything. And then they would end up confessing to Mason like quietly alone with just them, and not in this like really quiet like gentle earnest moment, instead of like in this big show of love. That was cute. I scrapped that. That's what Ollie was supposed to be. um and then I can't talk about other iterations because they are spoilers, because I've used bits and pieces. I can talk about one more. There was another one where I'll save that one actually. There was a period in time where there was like a lot of like angst between them though, that I was gonna write, where it was gonna be like a lot of like heartbreak, like miscommunication, and then like jealousy coming up and all that. All that I scrapped because I felt like it didn't really fit the tone of the comic. There's gonna be one about them being like trans, um, and like getting like a really trashy boyfriend that like didn't like recognize their identity. There was gonna be a whole thing about that. I scrapped that because I didn't want their whole character to be them being trans. I kind of just wanted them to be like a character that exists in the world. And then I just did nothing with them for 3 years. um, oh, that would break my soul. There's a lot of really sad stuff I was gonna write that I didn't, and now we're here. But I really like the direction I finally settled on. It's taken a long time to get here, but we got here. It's also like way scarier to make stuff now. Just because like when I first made Closeted like 3 years ago, um, I had like 1,000 followers on Twitter. My comics were getting like maybe like 200 likes per comic. Um, and I could just kind of like make things. If they were bad, nobody would really care. If they were really good, nobody would really care either. Um, but now I have like a following, and I get so anxious every time I make a comic of like what people are gonna think of it, if it's like of the same quality and production value, and like if it like ruins the characters or anything. It's so much more nerve-wracking making stuff now than it was when I first started, which is why I tend to play it pretty safe with stuff. But I'm trying to get out of my own head, um and just kind of go back to making things, even if some people might not like it, even if they're not always the most polished. Just because otherwise nothing gets made. Sad stuff is good as long as it's a happy ending. I don't think sad things always need a happy ending. I think that's the entire genre of tragedies. I think I understand. I'm more focused on how to fill the colors just like you do with the panels and characters. I see you use a bucket, but do you have any tips for not painting the whole canvas in just the part you want? Sorry if it's a lot of text. Um, Depends on what you're doing. Um, I paint like this, where I just like use the paint bucket, um, to paint quickly, because I just have to go through a lot of stuff. But uh, if you're like making like a really nice illustration, I would recommend just like slowly coloring in like this. If you're using Clip Studio Paint, there is a box that you can check over here ish, that says refer to multiple layers. So you could do something like changing your, you can't see it, but imagine it. You can like mark your line art layer as a reference layer, and then paint bucket using that. There's tons of art tutorials. Uh, there's lots of stuff you can do. Also, wait, to use AA or not? Like anti-aliasing? Yeah. Because otherwise, I mean, you can just zoom in. Otherwise, you wouldn't have lines like these. Good night. But yeah, I really like making things. It's really nerve-wracking having like a big audience. Um, Especially for somebody who has pretty bad anxiety at times, to be perfectly honest. Um, that's why I kind of like when how do I put this? That's why, like, if you look at my like really old tweets, I used to tweet out like tons of random things. If I thought something was really funny, I'd tweet it out. I used to post like random drawings and stuff like that. But now my Twitter is basically just comics and like announcements. And that's why I don't like. That's why I don't announce when I stream, stuff like that. It's because I don't really want to be huge. I'm very grateful that people like my work. But it's something I'm not great at balancing, to be perfectly honest. But that's okay. I think every day I'm getting a little bit better at it. Uh and I'm able to handle it a lot better than I used to be able to. Before I used to like actually have like a brain meltdown every single time like somebody was like mean to me. Like anytime somebody was like, this comic kind of sucks, like I would be out of commission for like the next week. I like no anti-aliasing. It makes everything feel more intentional and less abstract. Less abstract? I'm not sure how making lines less smooth makes it less abstract. Unless you're drawing on like a very small canvas. Um but hey, if you make it work, that's awesome. I think it has its benefits and its drawbacks. I'm gonna take this color, just paste all these lines. Um, Something that I like kind of hate that I did this to myself, but like I'm stuck with it now. Is uh, I really like using like line opacity in my work. Um, so if you'll notice, like this line for detail is a lot thinner than like it is not as like opaque as this line. I love that jazz. I think it looks really cool, but it does make drawing or it does make coloring a lot less smooth. Because basically my bucket doesn't know how to distinguish between that and this. So I have to paint it in, and then I have to manually paint in all the marks. It's not a huge deal, but it's like annoying. And it's way too late to change that. That's why I don't know if you guys noticed this. When I'm like doing like sketches, I'll usually just use two different colors. So if I'm like drawing like a person, I'll do like this. So I'll use like a secondary color to do like detail instead of using line opacity. Here's your person. I also think it just looks really cool. That's also really annoying to deal with though when I'm coloring a piece. That's only good for sketching. Hi Sherville, hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much, Sylvan. I can probably guess what this comic is about. Yeah. Whoa, nice avatar. Thanks so much, Reaper. I should change this background color because it's really throwing me off. What would be nice a color? I think a blue could be nice. I think that's 2 out of palette. I think like a nice forest green could do the trick. This seems a little too similar in tone to that. Let's lighten that a little bit. And maybe saturate a little bit more. Too green. Desaturated touch. It's still contrasting with that a little bit. I can try making it a little bit warmer, but then it becomes gray. Ah, color. I love you. Color theory time. There's not much color theory going on right here, to be honest. Mirung, hi! Thank you so much for the raid. Hi, guys. Tiger raid. I can guess what your avatar is. Hey, hope your stream was good. Where'd you guys just come from? What were you up to? If you don't know, I'm Sherville. I make a little comic called Duncan and Eddie. And right now I'm just coloring this comic today. Gonna do some cool effects on it, and then we're gonna chill out for the rest of the day. Today you played some games. That's awesome. What games? Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Just a really simple comic. I've been streaming for a while. I think I like this. I like this green. It's all right. Would it now be a time Fortnite? Awesome, awesome. I can never get into Fortnite, but I get so nervous playing online games. It freaks me out. Like when I was like 16, I was like genuinely I played like 200 hours of Splatoon before I played like online more than like 3 times. Cause I got so I got so like ungodly nervous at the thought of like letting people down that I just avoided playing online like at all. Yeah, I believe I believe I played I got every single hero weapon, which means I played through every single level in the single player mode with every single weapon, so that's like 8 times before I ever played Clan Blitz. I get really bad anxiety with that. Like I love fighting games a lot. And I used to play a lot of Smash. because I love Smash. Uh, and I would like play online. I would play like online matchmaking, and I would get there. And mind you, in Smash, there's no online voice chat, no way to communicate with the person you're fighting against. There's no, you can't even taunt online, right? They tried as hard as possible to make it so you couldn't be toxic. And I would like literally like get so nervous I'd like shake, like my hands would shake, and like I would like feel I would like be on the verge of throwing up from playing like 3 games. It was so bad. It honestly, it's still really bad. Um, but I'm chilling now. Well, I'm chilling more now. I love how unfazed Mason is. She's a new blessing. Yeah, that's Mason. How did it make you feel? The first thing I told you was that I used to do competitive Splatoon. I was scared, but honestly, not my first rodeo. Chilling Shivel, yeah, that's me. Um, yeah, Fortnite's cool though. I'm also really bad at shooters, like ungodly bad at shooters. I kind of want that to be more saturated, I think. That black. So let's do that actually, just to make it kind of sit in the scene a little bit better. It's really funny. I love fighting games a lot, but I hate playing fighting games with people, which is a not a great combination, if I'm being entirely honest. But you make it work. Hey ho, hello. All right, let's color Mace. Let's color Kip. I think I forgot their spot right here. I finally stopped forgetting their spots all the time. I'm only comfortable playing Smash Bros. Online. Any other fighting game online for me is a disaster. That's fair. I also don't play a lot of fighting games. I play like 3. But I like them. Alright. There we go. Um, just color this really quick. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to focus on getting these colors just on the page really quick so I can talk for a little bit and take a little break. Okay, this is fine. They're gonna be in shadow here. I'll do like a color pass of that. Hi Alex. That's my partner, Cannoli Croc. I love that guy. He's really cool. He's really smart, and he's really hardworking, and he's very cute. And I love him a lot. I'm also gonna make Kip's head more red for this panel. I think I might just make their whole head red, actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'll just do the local colors, or not local colors. I'll just pump in the colors right here then. I love Mason's clothing range. Those are the coolest outfits. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of your art. I'm happy to give you a raid today. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Do you also put color blobs next to your drawings to not forget them? No. I never do that. Um, it's because I don't need to, because I already laid down all the colors I'm gonna use. Uh, I don't really like how I've done these colors. I feel like this wants to be lighter. I could do yellow. Yellow might be better. I'm playing Gundam. Hi, everyone. I'm gonna make it pink. Vroom vroom, baby. I hope you guys could hear the car and I didn't just say vroom vroom, baby, to nothing. Um, I don't know what color to make this background. You couldn't hear the car? Oh, awesome. At least my noise gate is working. I hate green. I'm sorry. Green is my least favorite color by so much. The color sucks. What, like, there's no emotion that it gives off. I hate it. It's so annoying to work with. Wears a green and blue white sweater. Yeah, I know it's ironic, but it's just because it complements this freaking orange. Man, I really don't like how I did the colors on these suits. At all. Gundam is the best mecha show ever. Blah, 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 blah. I think ideally, I could do another palette for this, but I shouldn't. That works. It'll look better when I'm like, I know it's going to look better when I add shading and stuff, but I'm grumpy because it doesn't look good now. I think I'm gonna do black for now. That black has to be so dark. I don't like that. That's really dark. Uh, That works. If I can change it later. That looks like a dark brown to me. That's because it is a dark brown. But it's the darkest value in the scene, so for me, it is effectively black. The thing I'm working on has the exact same color palette as the comic. That's beautiful. Okay. I need to do a little bit more color work. Whoops. And then we'll make the pages white. Boom. Bam. Question, do you use a very dark purple for your lines or a semi-pure black? I use whatever fits the scene. So this one I'll probably use a very dark brown. But if it's a very cool tone scene, I'll usually use a dark purple or a dark blue. Maybe with roses in the background, I'll do a more detailed background. But I just need something that I just need like a base tone to work off of. The little blue bow, yeah, I think it's cute. Tari. Thank you so much for the sub, for the tier 1 sub. I really appreciate it. The little blue bow, I think it's very cute. Ah, beans. Grab this color. I forgot to do this for Kip. Yeah, Mason's reading a teen romance book. That's the whole bit. I don't like how that's curving. That looks really weird. That looks cool. I like that. Kip looks shocked. It's cute, isn't it? There's comic dubs of Duncan and Eddie on YouTube shorts and they have the funniest comments ever. Is that right? It is hot right now. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alright. I'm gonna lock it on some of these colors for a little bit. This was like kind of like a weird palette. I don't normally I kind of I don't know why I did this. So I wanted like last year This is actually 2 years ago. A while back, I really wanted to give like each major location in Duncan and Eddie have like a very recognizable color palette. So if you see like a nice pastel orange and blue, that's probably Duncan's room. Uh, if you see like a green, like a kind of like a nasty yellow green palette, that's Kip and Mason's apartment. If you see like a cyan magenta yellow palette, that's Vicky's apartment, etc. etc. But for some reason, little old me thought, you know, I don't like working with green, so I'm gonna give myself a challenge. And I'm gonna make this whole apartment green. And I'm gonna not regret this decision later in the future at all. And here I am, dealing with the fallout of that decision. Um, so like years ago, I just decided on a whim that Kip and Mason's apartment would be yellow green, and I hate working with it, but I have to work with it because it's established in the lore. But you know what? I kind of deserve it. So, uh, if you're wondering why I'm grumpy about this palette, that's why. I really hate working with it. uh, let's just use white here, just to simplify a little bit, because I don't think the green is really gonna help. Well, if it isn't the consequence of my own actions, exactly, yeah. I always vibe so hard with Kevin Mason's apartment aesthetic. Def top tier on my list. Well, thank you. I don't like it, but that's great to hear if other people like it. Okay. Cool. Um, I will fix this later. These. I want to deal with these first. I think this will just work better if I put in a speech bubble. I don't really want to, but it will work better. So we'll just round these out. You know, what might be cool is making this speech bubble black, and making the text white like that other comic. Also, extremely rare. Alright, this one's for you. This is Duncan's mom. She hasn't appeared since like December. A little hard to see, but there you go. Aw. Oop. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Um, I think I like these colors. I think these colors are working okay. Um, I think maybe adding like a little bit of like a fog over here or something might be nice. This really just wants like a set piece here, but I drew a closet here like an idiot, so I can't really adjust that. I'm gonna be entirely honest. I'm not super happy with how I've formatted this comic, but I don't really have time to be too picky right now. So it's okay if it's not my favorite. Shrivel, yo, long time no see. How you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, I haven't been streaming very often. Uh, but I'm streaming now, and that's what counts. Maybe a light beam from behind to Kip. We'll see. We'll see. Also just adding shadows will help add a little bit more direction, and then when I break down it'll be good. It'll look good, guys. Don't worry. Trust me. I've been making these comics for 3 years. It'll look good. Don't worry. Just make the streams all the more fun to be in and unique. That's a nice way of thinking about it. This should be darker, but oh my gosh, I'm such a scatterbrain. Um, I'm going to grab where's my ink? Here we go. Grab this. Then we're going to go over to our speech balloons. We're gonna add a masking layer. We're gonna undo that. We're gonna add a masking layer. We're gonna select the ink. I'm gonna mask out this little ear. And then kind of just carve in here. Like that. Perfect. So now their ear will appear in front of the speech bubble. Okay, cool. Just gonna wrap up the color really quick. I'm gonna use a slightly darker color than the background for this. This should be white, but I just want to make this pop a little bit. And then this is supposed to be green, but I really don't want to make it too bright so it doesn't stand out too much. So I'm gonna make it like almost gray, basically. This is not Krita, this is Clip Studio Paint. It says it right at the top. I actually hate using Krita. Krita is my least favorite art program I've ever used. By like a lot. I think what I'll do is I'll have like a gradient going out from here. Going from like bright pink to like this or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is so cozy. I love it. Thank you so much. Procreate and Ibis Paint are my favorites. I've tried using Procreate. I couldn't really get the hang of it. But I think it's just because I'm so used to having like keyboard shortcuts. It was kind of hard for me to wrap my head around. I would not be able to function as an artist if I didn't have keyboard shortcuts. I also want to give this logo a color. I think making it like orange would be really nice. Look at that, a little pop of color. Okay. Also, fun fact, extremely rare instance of this. But I made the top layer the longest line instead of the middle one. Normally, you should try to curve your speech bubbles or lines of text around your speech bubbles. But this one just didn't read well like that, so I had to do something else. Also, you should try to have like a little. You'd have like a whole character of space that fits at the corner of each of your speech bubbles right here. My comics almost never have that because my text is gigantic, and if I did that, my speech bubbles would be like pressed against their text, or like taking up like 90% of the screen. But when I can, I try. Okay. I don't know why that took me so long. I was kind of faffing about for a bit. When I load multiplayer, set it at like 52%. Let's do like a dark purplish brown. How's that look? Let's try purple. I want like a little bit of like a cool undertone without leaning too hard on a without leaning too hard from like cooler tones. 52 might be a little too much. Let's try 42. And let's say light is coming in from behind them. So they're casting this nice big shadow. Like this. Purple. And why he orple? This shadow's a little bit too high up. I'm sorry, you will hit the whiteboard. Let's just say the shadow casts down like that. There's their arm. And let's say like maybe just like the bare bottom of that gets out of the light. I don't really want to put them all in shadow either, so let's say there's like a secondary light source coming from the front of them, or like this side from the right side. That also lets me define this plane a lot better. Even if this doesn't necessarily make a ton of sense, just like perspective wise, I think it's just like a nice way to define the area a little bit better. That's something you'll notice if you look at my comics really closely, is there's a lot of situations where things are in shadow where they shouldn't be. And that's because I want things to be readable. I really like how you do speech bubbles and text. It's really easy to read. I'm dyslexic, and these comics are really nice to read. Thank you. Yeah, I make my font like gigantic. Um, which is really limiting at times, but it's a nice limitation. Nice problem to work around. The fact that Mason does not say anything to Kip during this comic is so funny. I'm glad. It's uh I wanted them to say hi in this panel and just be like hello or like welcome home. Um um but there's no room. There's no room at all. So they just kind of do this without saying anything. That can be an extra pan for Patreon. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. It would have been cute. I can see if I can try to work it in. I think I might be able to. I don't want them to come off as too pushy. I think I can. It just might look a little crowded, which is what I'm worried about. Um, Add that to this. I will have to get rid of this thud. But I can probably add it back here, I think. The mask is being very mean right now. So I will fix the. Oh, freak! Did I just screw up my? Never mind. I'm good. We're gonna add a little balloon tail. I used to hand draw all of my speech bubbles, and then I realized it was stupid, so I stopped doing that. Keep seeing their life flash before their eyes. I think this is the. I do think this is maybe the corniest comic I've made, but it's cute. Stud. Maybe I'll just leave it like that. Sorry for the whiteboard squeaks. Yeah, that looks good. Let's make this tip a little bit pointier. I think I like. Yeah. I haven't drawn dizzy eyes while blushing in forever. I think I haven't drawn that since like I don't think I've drawn dizzy eyes since the Closeted series. Okay. Oh, I got rid of my shading color. Whoops. Let's also just shade in this part of the doorway so we know that it's shaded. And like let's like shade in like right here for no particular reason. The reason is so that you can read the text. Um Okay. And then I'm just gonna shade in it like this, so it shows that these parts are recessed, just to give a little bit more depth to the scene. Maybe nice to add like a little directional shadow like this. Put this whole area in shadow, just to kind of pull your eye down because this white is so bright. Um, I think just having this whole section in shadow would be really nice. There we go. Maybe even lower. This part should be lower. This part should be lower. We'll put all of this in shadow. Then I'm gonna do that. There we go. That's cute. I think maybe I'll do like a lighter layer just for the background. Just because it looks a little weird without any shadow, but if I do this, it's gonna be really, really dark. Excuse me. That was some really bad squeaking. Let's have this nice big shadow across their body. Um, I'll just put their entire back leg in shadow, just because that makes it look like there's a little bit more depth than there actually is. You like the squeaking sound? All right. I mean, it's staying no matter what. So it's a bonus for me if you like it, I guess. There we go. That's looking cute. Ah, my bones. Um, and I'm just gonna add like a little shadow here for no reason. The reason is I'm gonna put a shadow back here. That's at like 20%. That's like up here. Just to kind of give this a little bit of depth. And so I can do that here. So I can make all this text have like a nice dark background. There we go. That looks nice. I like that little detailing, but I think it's just too distracting. It's too busy. So I'm killing it. Okay, this is feeling pretty good. I'm liking how this is looking. Um, I'm gonna define this ledge a little bit more. Oh, they have a little peephole. Isn't that cute? Uh, gonna do the same shadows here. So Mason should be lit from the side, I guess, if I want to keep lighting consistent. How long have I been using Clip Studio? Since I was like a teenager. So, um, maybe like 5 years ish, 6 years maybe. But if you know how to use an art program, any other art program, um, it kind of transfers over most of the time, unless you're working with something that's like very specialized. But it doesn't take long to pick up different art programs and stuff. I think I can do something like this. That'll look nice. And then I'll put in a little shadow here, just to kind of define their chin a little better. I don't really like this though, because it makes their whole side face look really flat. So I'm thinking I could do something like this. I would love to work in a little bit of something here. The shadow really should be something like this. Kind of work along the planes of their face. I know how to shape people, but they're so heavily stylized that it's kind of hard to figure out what like the geometry of their face looks like. But I think their like cheek should be like right here. Then I can curve down maybe. Is that good? I hope so. Or would it just look better if I did this? It might just look better if I do this. It looked better if I did that. God damn it. Oh, I'm a little tired. Hopefully it'll be done in 30 minutes. Is the hope. And I'll wrap up the stream from there. Um, hmm. Hmm. Okay, so I know we spent all that time adding in all that detail on Mason. But I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna change it so I can put this big cast shadow all the way over here. and put all of this in shadow. Yeah, that sells the mood a lot better, I think. So now Mason's shadow is being cast onto Kip. I might even use like a darker shadow. So I'll set this like 56, I guess. Yeah, man. Sometimes you do work, and you erase all of it. But what this means is I need to reverse the light source. Um, so I'm gonna put this here in shadow. Because Kip also needs to cast a shadow. Um, and let's say the little ears are like right here. And that's like their like cheek fluff. Doesn't need to be super precise. I'm just gonna get rid of this tangent right here. Cool, cool. Yes, delete your art. Yeah. It's it's what happens when you're an artist. You just gotta kill your babies. I'm wondering if maybe I could squeeze in like an extra layer of detail here using a lighter shadow layer. If that works. Although I don't think it does, to be honest. I think in some select spots it works, but not especially well. But I'm just gonna leave that as is, where I have. Okay, cool. This is gonna be a very chill stream. I'm definitely feeling like I'm winding down on energy. My gosh, hi there. My second monitor is or the monitor that's like displaying the text. Please don't tell me I get him in the stream. He probably got like another 20 minutes. I am starting to wind down though a little bit. I'm getting a little tired. But you know, polish takes a while. Polish always takes me a lot longer than I think it is. And I think it's going to. So you got some time. I do hate how purple that is. I love that like warm tone in there though. And that just deletes it all. I think it's gotta stay purple. I think I just gotta compromise. I like that. I can work with that. No, I love it. How purple it is. There we go. That's looking nice. I'm very much not an illustrator, by the way. Like I really don't enjoy like making concept art or like spending a lot of time on a single piece. But my path of comics has kind of has kind of bounced me down this path of having to make more finished pieces. So it's kind of nice though. I've definitely feel like I've gotten a lot better at color through the comics. Um, Especially backgrounds. I've gotten way better. If you look back at my like first backgrounds in the comics, they're terrible. OMG, I didn't know you streamed. I love your comics. They bring me tons of joy. Thank you so much. It sure does take a while. Yeah. Taploss, I always really love how much you handle the rendering of your pieces though. Cause I feel like you got such like a strong knack um for like, just like that like post processing and handling your like gradients and just like reflective surfaces uh uh and just like building in texture without overcomplicating the piece. So cool. I every single time I meet like a new artist or like illustrator or anything like that, I'm just like absorbing. My brain is just a big sponge absorbing all that inspiration. Shall we see Lamar? I really haven't seen a lot of him. Sure. Hi, I'm also making my first formal comic. It's hard, but I'm excited to get it out. That's awesome. That's really exciting to hear. Comics are tough. They're really time consuming and they're not very rewarding. But they're really fun to make if you're able to get the hang of it. Um, and they're definitely like a very unique. What kind of glasses does he have? Oh, he has big circle glasses, doesn't he? And they're a really unique art form. I think comics are very special in that like no other form of media is so like accessible to do as one person as comics and tell like a full story. No other visual form of media, I should say. Um, like if you're doing like you have so much control over the visual aspect of your comic, of your work, um, and like character acting and perspective and all that. As a comic artist, oh, than you do as like an as like a like just a writer, um, or anything like that. It's very hard. It's very rewarding. Here's Lamar. That's a cute Lamar drawing. This is big tail. You're drawing wild animals as pets. Do I have a suggestion? Can you draw a hydra, but not like the mythology one? Like I'm talking about like the microbe, the ones that look like this. See what you can do with that. Hour 50 and he's already sidetracked my streamer. I got a thing! I have to do it. I love reading comics. It's a nice insight of the characters and world. Yeah, I love comics a lot too. Um, I would not be in the field if I did not love comics, I guess. Um, I think the comics industry very different, much more cutthroat, much more how do I say this? Soul crushing from what I have heard from testimonials I've heard from comic artists. And very not viable. But, you know, you take the opportunities you get. I think making web comics is an extremely cool way to be able to like express yourself. That it's become such like an accessible form of media. Hi, Sherville. Hi there. OMG, it's happening. Hi, Francis. It is happening. It's going to be happening for a few months. So stay buckled. But this time I promise it's gonna go somewhere. I promise it's going to lead up to something. Hi Sherville, how are you? I'm doing good, I'm doing good. A little tired. Um a little tired. I'm pretty hungry. I just got my tooth taken out. I got my wisdom teeth removed. Because I was getting like a horrible toothaches for the past like 2 months. Um, Months? How do I even sleep? Well, here's the thing. Here's why I say months. Each comic, if I make one comic a week, I would love to make more, but I don't have time because I'm in school. If I make one comic a week, that's like average 4 comics a month. Um, and listen, I'm not saying anything, okay? But the last time I had a subtitle in the title being closeted 3 years ago, I did have a like 16-page arc that came after it of like full-page comics. So I'm not saying anything, but maybe this will lead to something bigger than 4 panels. Why does Mason not have a mouth though? They don't have a mouth very often. Um, in fact, a lot of the times characters won't have mouths in the comic. It's just a style thing I picked up. I don't know where I picked it up from, but I picked it up from somewhere. Sneaky mouth. You want me to add a mouth? Chat, do I add a mouth? Is this what you wanted? I could give them teeth. There's the canines. There's the molars. Is this what you wanted, chat? I can give them a mouth, no problem. Here, I'll give them some lips too while I'm at it, huh? That's what we wanted, chat? You know, why not detail their eye a little bit? I don't see why we have to be so restrictive about what we're doing. And let's focus on that nose ridge. There we go. Is this what we wanted to chat? Go back, go back. No, I could add like a little mouth. There we go. Do we like that, chat? We're in perpetual sass mode. Dude, I didn't know you had a stream. WTF, hello, hi. Yeah, I don't stream super often. But I stream on occasion. There. That's much better. Mason's siblings got hold of the eyeliner pencils. I love your comics and webtoons. Ah, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know something I hate about webtoons? Sorry, thank you so much for saying you like my comics. Here's something, here's me complaining. I don't know why they do this, but webtoons like has like a super limited, it's probably just to make it load faster or something, but it has a super limited palette, so it just like destroys any gradients you put in there. So if you like if you compare the comics compared to like Twitter versus webtoons, webtoons like compresses the comics so hard It's so bad. Whiny Sherville, you're the worst. Oh, that's so mean. Hold on, I'm gonna go turn on my lights real quick. BRB. Ugh. Webtoons is a hater of Duncanetti. Well, they do it for every comic, not just mine. I don't really like how the shading's coming out. It's kind of bugging me. But we push through. We push through. We always push through. I think there's too much shadow there. I don't think that needs to be there. I like the little turning of the light sound effect. Could you hear that? That's funny. Okay. I'm just gonna make some of these areas a little bit darker. Make that darker. Make this hand darker. What do I flip the drawing? Does it change anything? It checks, lets you check to see if anything looks weird. I don't know why. I think it's it's kind of like how traditional painters would like step away from their paintings like 15 feet to like look at it from the distance. It's just to get it, it's to force a new view on it so you can see any mistakes and they'll really jump out at you. Oh my god, I didn't draw the blush. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. I kind of just do it out of habit now. Like this isn't really doing anything for me. It makes them dance. Ooh wah, ooh wah, ooh ah, ah, ah. Shading is such a painful process, but it's worth it. I don't think it's so painful. Especially just since I'm doing cell shading. I'm just kind of like blocking in random shapes. Not random, but like I'm just kind of scribbling. Um, Shading is very nice to me because it lets me add back in direction. Uh, 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 when I'm cell shading, because otherwise the scene is really flat. And it's kind of hard to like design a composition around flat colors. So this helps me just like I like it because it lets me add more form and then just kind of like better develop the picture. Shading is awesome when you know how to do it. It's like you won something. Well, I think simple shading is not hard. When you're just like rendering something and painting something, then calling it shading is a little silly. Then you're just like painting, and then you're just rendering. I just note the hearts increase in the back of the comic every single time. They do indeed. Ah, shoot. I might need to change this background color again. I don't really want to put them in shadow because that kind of looks kind of menacing. but I think I may need to just so the scene makes sense. I'll put like the like snout inlight. But this looks so evil. Mason is always nonchalant. They're stoic. Thanks for sticking around so long, by the way, guys. I know watching somebody draw the same comic for 2 hours is not the most exciting content there is out there. Sorry, you're hearing a lot of squeaking right now. I know it's not the most riveting content, but I hope it's a little interesting, and it's nice to just hang out with me for a little bit. I don't know what you mean. Trivil's the peak of entertainment. He's so rude to me. Mason blushing would be cute, though. It would. It certainly would. That's all I'm saying to that. I kind of like how much they like glowing here. So I wonder if I could kind of like retain some of that. I like this one a lot. This song. How long is this song actually? I need to check something. Okay, it's 3 minutes. I really don't want this all to be in shadow, but it just makes the most sense. Okay, I think if I'm putting them in shadow, I need to change the background color. I could do pink. Pink would make the most sense. Yellow is also really good. I feel like the mouth gives them too much expression. I think Mason very much thrives off of off of kind of having like an unreadable face. You want to animate to it? Shut up! Shut up! Maybe the yellow pink could be darker? Yes. I'm gonna be fiddling with this color for a little bit. I kind of want it to pop. And the reason why I'm you know what? I may do a little something like this. Boop. Color that like that. Maybe make this a little bit more red. I'll do this before that. Something like this could be cute. Put like a little overlay over them. Not a huge fan of overlay to shift colors, because I think it looks kind of lazy. This comic looks so cool. Thank you. I think that feels too soft. The emotion is very extreme in this piece. I think maybe just warming them slightly would be good. I can just do that. Whoops. Set that to that. There we go. And then I think the background really wants to be something very bright, like this. Or like white, honestly, even. I kind of like this, like... I really like this white against this super saturated dark orange. And then I think this will make a nice base for all the hearts to shoot out of, which I think would be very cute. So we're going to play a little bit of cleanup. Add in back a little bit of these shadows. These shadows, which I think might be a bit nicer if they were... Sorry, I'm a little indecisive right now, gang. Want this to be a little bit more red. Want this to be a little bit less saturated, maybe? Maybe a little bit warmer? No, because then it just looks brown. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Well, it's good enough as is. Welcome to my mantra. Kip is getting dizzy. I'll fix it a little bit in post. Although this is pretty close to what we're gonna get. I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm probably just gonna erase these. And then here I'm gonna add in. I have one of two ideas. I think having like steam, like smoke below out of their head could be a really cute visual. But I think that just doesn't read that well, just because this giant text bubble is here. Hold on, I'm just stretching this a little bit. I think here is the plan. I'm gonna take this, gonna grab a little bit of orange. Very good. Okay. Tips me when cold. Good lord. This reminded me of that one scene in Heartstopper where Charlie imagines Nick with a lot of hearts appear around him. I've never watched or read Heartstopper. I'm sure it's... I've heard that it's very good. And very enticing. But just the art style threw me off too much. So I never got into it. I want to do kind of more angled hearts, I think. I'm sure, I'm sorry, but Puppy Love is hitting a lot of hard stuff for plot points. Is that real? Oh man. This is what happens when you don't read romance. Dude, the squeaks are driving me nuts. You're currently mid-exam? You should finish your exam. Don't flunk your exam just to be here. I'll stream other times. There we go. That looks nice. That looks okay. This needs to flow a little bit more organically. Okay. It looks fine. Not my favorite that I've done, but it works. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Okay, oh my god, I forgot to shade a whole freaking scene. Um, oh my gosh, why is it so pastel? I might just reuse these colors. Yeah, I'm just gonna reuse the colors. No, I'm not, because that's white. I think this just needs to be more saturated just to pop in the background better. Which in turn lets me saturate this a bit more. Bop. That looks a little bit nicer. Um, and that looks good. I like that. Uh, little secret reference. Um, right now Mason is if you guys remember that comic from last year with the badger that listens to Kip's music, this is that same balcony. You can see the same little potter plant here. There'd be like a little lattice here, and then on this side there's like a little table. Um, I think there's some like clothes hanging off the side. OMG, I didn't know you did streams. I love your comic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, little references. Um, Tiny things that I don't think really matter to anybody, but they make me happy knowing that they exist. Um, what's your guys' favorite genre of music? I don't know who that is directed at. Like my characters? I did a Patreon Q&A about that, I think. Um, but I think in general, uh, everybody in chat and you. Well, I listen to a lot of I like a lot of like indie music. Very very nice, quiet, kind of sad music. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's something that's very beautiful to me about kind of like quiet melancholy that has always appealed to me a lot. Which I think is where in part uh my enjoyment of slice of life comes from. So much is just because there's something about just that like quiet emptiness of like leaving like a Discord call, and just sitting there in your room as like the fan slowly blows around, or like as the sun's setting, just that little bit of golden light like peeking through the window and cascading onto a set of like dirty dishes like thrown about the counter. I think like just those like tiny moments of just like lived life are some of the most beautiful things to me ever. I love it so much. And a lot of it comes from very sad moments. Um, there's something about that that just appeals to me so much. Uh, and it's not something I explore a lot, particularly in the comic. Um, but there's definitely like a few comics here and there that are just like quiet moments of just like living life and just like kind of like soaking in like everything. That's my favorite kind of stuff ever. And I like it a lot more when it's like really depressing. but but that part doesn't really come into the comics too much, I don't think. Outer Wilds, go play Outer Wilds. My friends played Outer Wilds a while back. And I saw bits and pieces of it. So I've had bits and pieces of the game spoiled for me. Oh my gosh, hi Gaby! Hi! Hey Raiders, what's going on? Hey everybody! I'm preparing to start wrapping up stream in maybe like 20 minutes. But thanks for stopping by. How's your stream, Gaby? How's it going? For those of you guys who don't know, my name is Shervil. I make a little comic called Duncan and Eddie, about two little boyfriends that are in love. Neither of which are in this comic that I'm working on right now. Yeah, how was your stream? Hope it went well. Right now we're just coloring this comic, Sherby's actually the coolest. Oh, thank you so much, KB. I appreciate it. Um, oh my god, I'm blanking so hard. Yeah, right now I'm just coloring this comic. I just finished throwing in all these colors. I'm just adding a little bit more shadow to this first panel, and then I'm gonna do a few effects, talk about my process a little bit. Um, just enjoy the company and have kind of just like a chill day. Also, one day I dreamed to be a barely visible background extra in a Duck and Eddie comic. You would be a perfect extra in the comics. I've snuck in a lot of people in the comics. Um, and the more how do I say this? Not immediately recognizable your character is, the more likely I am to listen. I think I love Sparkle Dogs. I love it. I love it when people have like my persona is a half snake, demon, half demon, Hydra dragon, prince of the world, and he has bright orange flames that come from. I love that jazz. I think it's awesome, and I think people should be more than able to express their creativity. But I can't. I I I can't have like non-natural characters in the comics. Oh, this comic's adorable. Thank you so much. I'm like a your character here dog, so you'll be fine. Yeah. I told my friend I'd sneak him in one of the comics. Next time I have a crowd shot. Next time I have a crowd shot. Mine would probably be just a bee. Bees are awesome. I love bug sonas. They always look really cool. I like simplicity in characters, yeah. I don't know if you noticed. All of my characters look like background characters. So um I maybe have a soft spot for that too. A casual dragon in the background, yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, I think because I gave these speech bubbles, because I gave this text like a speech bubble. Oh, I'll read the comic right now for people who just came in. So it's called Duncan Eddy. This character here, Mason, in the last comic, let me pull it up. In the last comic, found out that this character has a crush on them, and so they were like, you know what, is this what do I have a crush, is this what this is, let me look this up. And they looked up how to know if you have a crush, and they walked at the teen romance section with a bunch of books. So now they're figuring out what to do. They're just reading a book on the balcony. They're like, it looks like I should flirt with my crush, is that right? Let's see how to do that. Ding dong. Kip comes into the door. Hey Mason, I'm back. They immediately get slammed against the wall. Mason? Hi. And they're like totally like cabadoning them. OMG, I can be a crowd piece again. Yeah, exactly. And it cuts like to like their perspective. They're like flustered out of their mind, like steam's pouring out of their head, and they're just like, I hope they're enjoying this. So that's the comic. Do I have any voice clips for any of the characters? I don't. I honest to God don't know what any of them sound like. Oh, that's what it is, reading teenage romance books? Yeah. That's the idea. This I'm in my corny era. I've held back all my corniness. You thought the comics were corny? You haven't seen corny from me. I've held it in for so long. Now I'm just like I'm like shooting it out like a freaking machine gun, like that's how the comics are gonna go. Oops, that's the wrong layer. But for now, I'm just gonna be shading in this little drawing for a little bit. Feels so good to see these two finally being romantic. You're telling me they were supposed to get together like literally 2 years ago. But I just never got around to it. But now here we are. So is it true now that Mason really does have a crush on Kip, or still undecided? Also, hi Shrivel, hope the card is going well. Thank you so much. Um, we'll have to find out. We'll see what happens. I do so many little like shading cheats. Like there's like no reason. I don't know what's happening here with the fur. Um, there's so many plates where I put there's so many places where I put shadow where there's like no reason for the light to cast like that. But it looks cool. What's happened while I was gone? Not much. I'm just shading this last piece. I think I'm gonna edit this background. Um, I think maybe just doing like a simple gradient and then having like a little like if you like bricks to indicate a little bit of texture would be nice. Um, I don't think there's bricks in the original balcony drawing, but I don't care. OMG, are you a dragon tuber? Yeah. What do you think of my guy? Isn't he cute? I like his little... Check this out, check this out. I'm gonna flap my little wings. Check this out. Wait, I'm gonna do I swear. Watch this. Hey, you see that? You see how cute that was? I like that. I like it a lot. It's my favorite part about this. Can I please see Piper being awesome? Sure, I will draw Piper after I finish up this piece. It's really weird to me that you guys still remember the names of all these like background characters I decided on like 3 years ago. I'm glad you guys do though. I snuck Calum in the background of the last week's comic. I guess this week's comic technically. Okay. I haven't on Piper in so long. Oh my gosh. Um I think they have like pattern like that and then there we go. And then they have like a big horn and a little ear that goes like that. There you go. Ah, furries. You know who else was in you know who else was in the background of last week's comic? That's right, Ollie. Yep. He sure was. It's like 1,000 years since I've seen this guy. I legit forgot he existed. You guys are the only ones keeping the memory of my of those three alive. Other if you guys did not keep asking about them, I would not draw them like ever. What if we just do like a nice gradient like this? Maybe we can try like something like this, maybe? Be cool. So it's like a shadow. I mean, that just doesn't work objectively because the shadow's going the opposite direction. What if it's like this? Whoops. I think I like the kind of just like staying warm in the shadow. So I think something like this. I like the soft pink you had. Yeah, I think I also like that. Um, I think I want a little bit to show behind them. Maybe a little too harsh. That's a little too much. I think even though this works counter to how it's shaded, that's really bothering me that it's backwards actually. Um, Screw it. Whatever. I'm just gonna flip the direction on that just because it's bothering me a lot.